The Great Boonegaroo Expedition, Part 2, Episode 2. Back after an exciting episode 1, coming out from the diaries of the ordinary man's Egyptologist, Colin Hayter, finding there in Egypt, in relative text out from the day 2566 BC, the very same story told upon the walls as there in Australia's sacred Bambara forest upon Garingi lands. Discovering together as we did the real identity of Khufu, Khufu the woman, being once hidden from all our eyes in a wrong attesting thinking Khufu a man. Not the same mistake we have to make, carrying the evidences out from the day. Relative actual text of the day of Egypt, its golden age, unfolding her husband, a man who would never be king, Ankaf, royal prince. No longer any mystery. The Sphinx identified, Khufu, Meritites, and Netsun Medju. A powerful episode in episode 1, answering many of the world's greatest sought-after mysteries. Join us now. Our plucky Egyptologist left off from episode 1, bringing you episode 2, Trapped Underground.
I don't know what to do.
Climbing through the dark and
really don't
shafts
know what
you
to do.
had no end. Until eventually escaping back out into the light.
We're way underground here. Sort of.
Going to make for a deadly
Definitely a
fight.
Okay,
One
what's
that
going on?
bleeds blood on the northwest line of
Slightly
Giza.
shitting myself.
Much blood already
I
been
know I'm in the
spilled
right place.
on that same northwest line.
I don't know what I'm
back
supposed
in
to do.
Australia.
I'm not sort of
The
bloke that likes
northwest
digging
line.
people up. I ain't going to do
One
that.
copy from an ancient Australia, making for the town plan of Giza itself.
Okay.
The Great Boonegaroo Expedition of 2019 was to see
Be
not
brave.
one rock, not one stone unturned. Where my own courage might run out, and the great bravery of my good friend David Reed in the company was there to push me on, putting opportunities in front of me on my path for me to make the very best of as the land opened up, swallowing me whole, and now I'm stuck.
I don't know what to say about this, folks. I'm speechless. Very often I'm speechless.
As trapped as I may, still
I am today.
there was leaving no stone unturned. But to get out was going to mean having to go down.
Oh shit. Is it full of my was doing today. Oh, this has got to be rare. I'm on a place called the Northwest Line. We're out of here. Oh, God damn it. Shit, it's that dark, I can't see a bleeding thing. Why didn't I bloody charge my bloody torch? Don't see me hand. How'd you go, Cole? Mahoy Mahunda Bula. Joy Beauty of the Liva Gariba. Grandfather, don't leave me now.
Into the third chamber. Nearly given up. Looking back to where I just come. No real hope of going back. Couldn't get out from there anyhow. Looking around, finding myself now in a brand new, strange world. Bricks to be seen. Seeing here, this is no random hole been made by nature. This is the work of man. Down deep, 15, 20 metres under Giza. A brand new world unfolds before my eyes. Leading off tunnel and daylight, I'm out. Thank God for that.
Okay, I need light. I didn't know what this place was.
In my last desperate push for daylight and fresh air, I just dug my way out through a man's grave there in the ground.
Okay, we might take him back, Ian. He's spilled out there. He can go back to rest. Human bone. Wow. Okay. Let's place this, David. Got his bits of him everywhere. Rest, brother. Blessings. Blessings, brother. Respects, Allah. Where was I? Bloody landslide behind me. It's a human bone off the ground. So again, that's telling me that this was filled more until only sometime in our recent past. And it's been dug out. Grave robbers, no doubt. Gold hunters. However, at some point, a man's grave lay here. Or a woman. Wimalanda Ula. My friend. Rest. I'm all right. Get back off, eh? you see? Got a blood off here. Looking good, is. Oh yeah. Oh shit, that was a good hit. Bit of bark off. Oh shit, there's blood all over the screen now, look. I was pushed.
Okay. Yeah, you're alright. It's not too deep, but you're going to bleed a little bit, so try not to get it everywhere, man.
Yeah, it's alright. Still can't believe I was that stupid. I'd never touch bones on country. Not in my country. In another's country, I don't know what I was thinking. Even if I did think I was doing the right thing, it was stupid. And the look on David's face when I looked back and he asked, how did you do that? And I recanted, I was pushed. Bloodied, dusted, and if my own courage should ever falter and waver, David Reed would stand forth, always smiling, leading us further and further into the desert. Firm hand on the rudder, following the northwest line, out beyond the Giza Plateau and farther out into the Sahara Desert, climbing out from under the mountain, now climbing to its summit. Hand firm on the rudder, arriving at the end of the northwest line, arriving there at the most southern tip of the northwest line. Should the words of Thoth be correct, then here we are, finding there a huge grate, a deepest shaft in all of Giza yet. In Thoth's words, there he placed the halls of records. Could it be the words of Thoth are correct? Once again, we're southeast Barbara. And this place here, I don't even know how to begin explaining it to you. But let's just say it goes down a long, long, long way. And there's something down there extremely special. They've done a bit of work here, haven't they? Yeah. To even experience it, you know, like put this thing around it. They jumping out in front of my eyes. Suddenly, what's this? Signs from 3142 BC. Several hundred years out of place for the attested building of Giza. Finding of the red and blacks here, creating very serious indicators to a much older antiquity for Egypt. These much more rough-hewn red and blacks, especially, seen as Nakata period, pre-3142 BC, more famous for their more soft appearance in glazed red and blacks. Also first early dynasty periods, seen today in the museums around Cairo and Egypt. The red and black principle to their kiln manufacture still unknown today. Apparently takes a mineral element to its lightest particle. That shape was, it was easy to make a place to put it. How's that? No? And it's the same on a ship. You know, it's easy to store one in amongst the others all together. So racks with holes in them just for that sort of purpose. And on a ship they put it in. But at the time, look. The wall there, not mistaking my notice. Looking to its rock, it's a limestone.
Further observation showed it to be similar to the M1 layer of the strata around the head of the Sphinx, coming from these higher levels around the chamber, the same rock seen again. The clock ticks backwards for activity around Giza. The shards coming out from the shaft, those early works indicating activity from 3001-42 BC, 700 years before the known time frames. The early type crusted red and blacks, obvious, then confirmed in much bigger shards. Coming back over the Sahara, back over the hill, Giza in the distance. We'd made it. We climbed under the mountain, over the mountain, seen all its secrets it had to hold. Time now to return below and enter again from one other side. An opportunity by the grace of Egypt's greatest tourist guide, in Miss Sarah Hussein. We join a team of archaeologists and Egyptologists from the Netherlands here into the tombs of the pyramid builders.
Aswan, Abydos, Minya, from Abar to Middle to Delta to the northern side until Sinai. So every worker had some customs, had some habits after this. So he wanted to take the same habits, the same customs of his burial customs when he will die. So that's why it takes different shapes and different sizes, maybe oval, maybe rectangle, maybe triangle, maybe circle, something like that. And it was made of different qualities of stone, maybe the most made of clay and mud brick, and the others maybe some fragment of limestone and granite. Actually, granite was related to the kings, was related to the nobles. But those workers brought with them some parts of stones that they worked to cut it maybe at the side of building the pyramids. And they wanted to put it here in their burial shafts to remember the pharaoh, to remember their kings, that they were working with them. So the king must give them a power to live forever again in paradise. We have only exceptional style for the tombs here. For the first tomb, for one of the overseers who was named Bitah Shebesu. This is the first tomb. It was discovered in 1990 when an American lady was riding the horse. The horse was fall down in a hole. By the way, the chief of the guards, his name Muhammad Abdurazi, came to the site and he saw like we call it the false door. After that, he came to Hawass. He was working there at that place, and they told him that he found a false door. So the leg of this horse hurried Hawass up to work there because all of the area was covered with sand. So it was used by the guests to move with their horses or their camels. So like this place, all of the area was covered with this. But maybe Bitah Shebesu wanted to build his tomb with his workers because maybe he loved them or he was closer for the artists to finish his tomb. Let's go to see it. The tombs here are very simple. This tomb was enclosure from outside, was surrounded with enclosure wall made of limestone, granite, basalt.
And entering from that side, we were to learn there that those workers, the builders of the pyramids, on their memorial walls had left mention of the kings they served under. Reading there brought a great surprise. Djedefo Makori mentioned in his Hellenic name Thothmes, Tamthus we know today, concluding Dijedfor Macquarie Tamthus. Opportunities like this bring in the need for speed reading old Egyptian hieroglyphs. Lucky the iPad is there to catch the most tough mess. That's Tamthus. Tamthus.
Child of Snefru.
Fantastic just to behold. Reading the text there that day. Reading down to its base. Seeing there a shocker. The world's now second mention of this same king, Dijedfor Tamthus Macquarie, mentioned there, vizier, foreman, inspecting his works during the build of the Great Pyramids, laying to waste forever that question, who built the Great Pyramids? Not a mystery anymore. Seen there in actual relevant text from the actual day. The great ruler it is that Tamthus there is the car servant for, mentioned on the wall. The wife, not his, but wife, girl, Meritites Hanetzen. Meritites Hanetzen. Modern Egyptology wonders, are they the same person? As is Medju. Meritites Hanetzen Medju, making up the fuller names. He's coming back to us all today, been once wrongly attested. From the statue of Seneb and wife Senetes, the two children of Snefru, child of girl Snefru, Khufu. Khufu we can know today as we follow her through all of life. A great many images of Khufu remain with us today, all gone unnoticed. Even the most obvious, right there in front of all our noses, the face of Khufu comes alive, remembered to us all again. Appearing in plain view upon old Egypt's inventory stela, and about the remains found all over Giza, Meritites, Hanetzen, Khufu, Medju, been wrongfully attested in the evidence of a single 6-inch statue not even bearing her names. A folly of Ernest Petrie, sponsored by the Vatican. King Khafre reigning after King Menkaure, twins told of in the relative text out from the day. Two of what were 3 triplets out from the womb of the wife of the chief lector priest, been adopted by Khufu. In her solution to adopt the 3 children, the next incoming rulers of Egypt. Ripped away out from our eyes in the wrong attesting, coming out from the limited knowledge of those early days, lost to us, were great men like Dijedfor Tamthus Kaku, his brother Khafre Sahura, and their triplet brother Inkabar Yusakaf, along with their adopted parents Khufu and Ankaf, disappear. An entire family wiped out from history for sake of attesting a 6-inch statue. Totally lost was Ankaf, and the one we can know today we know as Meritites Hanetzen Medju Khufu. There, Tamthus, the vizier for the building of the 3 wise men, that name we know today, for the Great Pyramids, copied from the other old tale, the 3 wise men, the Orion, who follow the great bright star in the east, our sun, the name of the pyramids, the 3 wise men. A beautiful scene playing out as dawn strikes. Ra there seen coming over the horizon, over the sacred waters,
the jug there in its place as maker. Ra comes over the waters, making for the great mistress, coming through the highest branches of the trees. Ra comes over the sea, delivering new life. A story we've heard before, coming out from the passed down stories of ancient Australia, the creation story, where the sun comes over the horizon into the highest branches of the trees on the isle known as Murray-Mulla, or Lion Island today, Kumari Kandam to an old India. The life-giving rays of Bayami in the sun going down through the branches of the trees, through its strong trunk and into the ground, giving life into earth each day. That was just one tomb. The next was an eye-opener. The first Egyptologist and archaeologist to visit the tomb since its recent recovery from the sands. Positioning myself first to enter the door proved a great strategy. In 11 seconds from when he turns the key, massive indicators to a much older antiquity for Giza begins.
Here we have one of the most beautiful tombs at the site here. This tomb that was named by the Pharaoh's tomb, the Pharaoh's house. The tombs here,
Eyes quickly reading left and right, confirming what it was the foreman there tells us of this man Petiti on the wall opposite now, who
this
it was
tomb was
he worked
belonging to one of the overseers who was named Betiti. Here we can see his names, Betiti. And this tomb for him and for his wife. That tomb that we have two steelers belong to him and his wife when they threatened everybody if he attacked or touched the tomb.
Mene we can know was Mene Namo Osiris, ruler, first dynasty, fitted to carbon dates and others at 3142 BC. Seeing indicators of Mene here on the wall, mentioned as that man's employer, taking the history of Giza, its known build, back a further several hundred years. 11 seconds.
Later, some people thought that it was the Pharaoh's curse. They thought that if they opened the...
Well, that was fascinating. And that's just two of the tombs of many hundreds there. Seeing there indicators to Mene from the first dynasty, indicators to taking back the build of Giza's age back much deeper into antiquity. Reading there of Thothmes, Vizier, there recorded at the time of the build of the Great Pyramids from actual text of the day. Meretiti's Hanetsen Medju, mentioned there in many of her names, uniting her into fact. Meretiti's Hanetsen Khufu, one and the same. Sharing there a same story from the traditional Australian custodians from the Dreamtime, the creation story. The northwest line and its opposing southwest line. The cord drawing out for the ceremony of Chesed, identified, observed on the ground. Ceremony of drawing the cord of Chesed, not realised, applied there in Giza. Its basic town plan would remain a mystery, not realised. A line starts at the house of Hanetsen, there in front of the Great Pyramid, running down, touching the southeast corners of each building, running out southeast to an even measure, returning to the house of Hanetsen. Many looked, many stared, but the answers to the layout of Giza would go unknown until present day. Unnoticed,
it would take looking through cultural eyes to far, far across the sea, to a world still yet waiting to be discovered. Join us again for a fascinating part 1 and 3, following Egypt's maps out across the sea, from their island there to the island that still exists to this day, finding there a mysterious world, a world that once held more mysteries than even Egypt itself, carrying the origins of not only Egypt, but all our world. Come with us for a walk in parts 1 and 3, as the great land in the south steps back out from the dark.